good evening, everybody. Hello. Grabbing my headphones because it feels weird doing anything on my lap. Okay, there we go. Hello, 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 Anna. Hello, everybody. So today, it's gonna be more chill. It's gonna be more chill. There is the Fate collab that I've not touched. Not for anything. It's only because I just didn't get around to do it. So we're gonna do it in this stream, and we're just gonna chat a little bit and see where the night takes us. Yeah. So there's this 12 more days. So I need to get it done. I do not know what is in this event. I'm just gonna let it autoplay for a bit while I fiddle around with my headset. See, my headset is actually like pretty old. It's I'll say at this point 3 years old. So like the jack, the wire, it's not the best condition. So it's such that I can only hear out the right ear. If I don't if it's not in the right position. But it seems to be just I have to either adjust it at the jack at the headphones or at the jack at the laptop. Okay, so that seems to work for me. You guys are not gonna hear much difference. Okay, there we go. Oh. Yeah. There's a lot of my electronics that needs to be retired. To be honest, my headphones being one, my phone itself being another, because the phone itself is working fine. It has some battery like deterioration, but it's not terrible, right? I can still get away with that. The thing that's bad is actually the charger. The fast charging, just use AirPod. My earphone quality is not the best. It's like I have a JBL Bluetooth wireless, and it's purely just like for like listening music and stuff. Like I do use it to like talk like on the phone with it, like hands-free and stuff when I'm driving or doing other things, but I've been told the mic is not the best, like, so yeah, and yeah. I also use it like I think every day I use about an hour to an hour and a half every day. So it's like by the end of the week, it actually like it drains its battery. I'm not exactly sure like how long the battery is supposed to last. I kind of forgot. You don't have separate mic for your setup? I do. That's why I'm using the mic, but I don't know how to like set it up with my earphones such that it doesn't, for some reason, when I connect my earphone to my laptop with Bluetooth, it picks up the mic there, and for whatever reason I cannot change it to my mic. I don't know what's wrong, so I just leave it as is. And honestly saying, I'm more comfortable wearing headphones rather than earphones. Ooh, okay. I've seen this. We'll do that. Okay. As long as I don't move my head too much, we should be fine. My headphones should be fine. Okay. My phone also kind of had a similar wire problem or charger problem. Oh, okay, good enough. Because it's like, it doesn't charge. I'm using wired earphone. I think at least for PC, right? Wired stuff, I still prefer wired stuff because I'm paranoid. I am a very, very paranoid. Yeah, exactly. There's that. I try wireless mouse. I accept wireless mouse. Only because there's that freedom and like less clutter. Wireless keyboard also I accept, but wireless headphones, it's a little bit risky for me. It feels very risky for me. Oh, can I do that?
The bone of my unlimited. Blade works.
Okay, there's that. I'm also eating fruits. I had a very like fruitful day in the sense that people gave me food. So I have I don't like the wireless keyboard and mouse since it can die at any time. I've experienced my mouse dying before mid Marvel Rivals gameplay with my friends, so there's that. You have to wait for it to charge. Luckily, I don't have to, or at least with the way my mouses work, like I can just plug in the USB charge wire, my laptop, and I can use it. If it's like dead, I have to give it like maybe like 5-10 minutes, and then I can use it straight away. So there's that. My keyboard for now is wired. It's with wire, so I don't have complaints there. This after an ad target. I'm reading all. Let's just spend. Okay. Bond effect. Okay. Ah. Preview the bond effect. Oh, you can just preview it. That's so much better for like a visual learner for me. For me. Because I hate reading. I honestly hate reading. Why not? Let's just purchase everything. Just purchase everything. Okay. Fix my screen. It's oh, I know why. There we go. That should be better. I think I accidentally clicked on the lower resolution the lower resolution one. Yeah. Okay, can I change this? Oh, I can. All right. Hold on. Let's just use Saber then. Okay, I don't know what team Saber should use. I think this is fine. Right? 2 buffs, 1 heal. DPS. This should be fine. Yeah, I was saying finish this event in 1 sitting. Okay, then we can do it in this 1-2 hours. Isn't that great? Because it's a simple combat event, isn't it? So I've tried to. I actually tried to. Okay, let's finish it during one weekend. You know, but like the past couple weekends is either like I'm too dead tired, like seriously dead tired, or I had stuff going on. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. I can if it's I can finish it in one sitting, I'm gonna finish it in one sitting. Today I've been very lucky with food, you know. Last night I had the foresight to make overnight oats because I have like a whole bag of oats that I need to finish that I haven't been eating like for the past month because I've been eating bread instead. So at first, previously, I've been more like when I make oats, I always like making ECW this event. As long as you got the top 3, it counts as a win. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm just gonna keep going until I lose. That's pretty much it. But yeah, what's this? Why are they all gold? Oh. So I was saying I was very lucky with food today. I had a senior. I have a senior. She's usually pretty generous with food. I'm very grateful as her underling. So this morning, she just came in like a couple of minutes later to her desk. So she offered me, another junior, and like another colleague, some donuts, and it was still hot, covered in sugar. Great way to start the morning, right? And then and then I also have, she usually has this stash. I don't know how to usually has this stash of dried fruits like at her table, and I've come to enjoy the treats as well, because when you're cracking your head trying to test methods, formulas, and waiting for the damn query to run, you get bored, you get tired. So so on those times I just go there and I sneak a piece of the dried fruit, you know, nothing too fancy. Actually, I prefer the dried fruits to like any other snacks that my colleagues been eating in the office. So that's usually like I eat in between work or like before after lunch, whatever, right? And then I had my packed lunch. That was fine. It was great. And I do dare to say myself, like I actually cooked my like lunches really well this time because I really enjoyed today's lunch. It kept well in the fridge. It was garlic soy chicken. So I see those like Instagram reels, YouTube shorts where, you know, people will like doing like the short recipe things like garlic chicken or honey garlic and what have you. So I kind of like tried to copy the recipe. I kind of make it my own as well, because I wasn't having the recipe like right in front of me, and as I was doing it, I was just I had this, okay, I have that, okay, and I'll just put it together. Oh, it was so good. I enjoyed my lunch today. And then around 4 o'clock. Around 4 o'clock. Ooh. What's up food? Refreshings? Around 4 o'clock, suddenly my senior I gave a surprise to the entire department. She loves like my department, like everyone in the department. She's known them for very, very long, and this past weekend it was actually her birthday. And so I'm like, okay, she's celebrating birthday on her own. Cool, you know, great. She can have a break and what have you. Then 4 o'clock, she suddenly comes out of the break room with pizza. I don't know how many inches is it, but it's like the size of your entire hand. The pizza is actually pretty small. It's like a typical one-man pizza. And she bought everyone pizza, including the two bosses that she's under. And she bought like multiple flavors. I don't know how many bottles she bought, but it was a lot. So I had pizza to go. And I also enjoyed some pizza in the office because some people just sharing. So I had pizza in the office around 4 o'clock. And then when I came home, I didn't have to cook anything. Like I did prepare like I prepared potato salad, but with the amount of pizza, okay, I didn't eat a lot, but with the pizza that I had in the office and also the one pizza that I still had, like eating that I was full. And it was great. It was great. What day with pizza is not a great day. It was great. So when I came home, like I didn't have a massive crash out because sometimes like I would be very tired that I would crash out, either like doom scroll before I do yoga, or like doom scroll before yoga, or like sleep. Just sleep. Hello Diamond, thank you for dropping by. I'm just chatting while we finish this event. It's a simple event. If you know the Fate series, Honkai Star Rail did a collab with the Fate series, so you will see characters like Saber. So Saber is one of the trial characters, one of the characters that we can pull for. My favorites. Ironically, I've never finished watching it. I did finish watching one of the Fate series, but I was too young to understand it. But yes. So Saber is one of the characters that we can pull for. Archer is given for free. I have Archer. I haven't built him. I should build him. I should remember to build him. Actually, I've debated wanting to pull for Saber because her kit is very simple. She throws big numbers. She's a great character, like through and through, even in the game. But considering, and honestly, I even put 30 pulls into her banner. But honestly, with Heiselin coming out in the next patch, I'm more keen on Heiselin, but I don't know if I will get her because I'm on a 50-50. I'm at pity slow. So basically what I'm trying to say is I'm just gonna restart collecting jades, collecting currency, so that the next character that I want to pull for, I will have enough jades. At this point, it's going to be Rappa. And so far, it's either Rappa or Rani. I want to pull for either one of these characters. Rappa's banner came out, I think, before Emphorius started. So it's been a while, right? It's been a while. Hopefully a banner comes back like end of the year or something. I have a feeling it might. So if Heiselin does not look all, you know, like she doesn't live up to my expectations, I will say for Rappa. Just remembering how I lost to Welt on the first Rappa banner just hurts me. Oh, so good. I'm gonna pull for Heiselin for real, for real. She is good. I think she's good. She enables DOT so well. So if I do pull, I missed my dot team. Yeah, that's true. I do. Now I've like all the pre team builds that I've seen. Oh, I got number 1. If trailblazer probability ending is higher than number 5, we'll consider a pass. Oh, okay. As I was saying, in all the teams that I've seen people build for Heiselin, it's mostly with Kafka, rightfully so. Rightfully so, because she's DOT queen. But I don't have Kafka. That part. Do I pull? Is Kafka on the banner right now? I can't remember. No, I think she was in the previous banner. So, I mean, I don't hate Kafka, right? But every time a Kafka banner is announced, I would have pulled for another character before the banner, or I will be saving for a character I know it's going to come after her banner. So I'm just like torn. How do people have enough pools to keep up with HSR pools? Like, look at this. Okay, on a normal day, I used dot team in this pure fiction and they cooked. Ooh, should we try one round of pure fiction after this? Because I don't think I've tried dot, but honestly saying, I don't have that many dot enable characters. Well, I have Black Swan, I have Gunaifen. Another dot enable character would be Sampo, but I've not updated his build at all. I could have Luca, but again, he's like level 40 or something at this point. So there's that. Dirtball's trying to get Saber. I might have to give up on Saber if I want to get Heiselin. I just don't know. What's these? Okay, we are... Huh? Hold on. How does the point system work? So you just need to get those. Okay. This is corruption. Okay, corruption gives us points. So that's fine. 75 pity on the banner. Oh my god. Dude, you only need another 10 pull and just pray. Just pray. Or is it a guarantee it's gonna be Saber? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, okay, let me think. I'm just gonna go with Unga Bunga, the big Unga Bunga for the team for now, because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. You still have a 50-50? Oh. Yeah, Unga Bunga. Honestly, I learned all these terms from like watching YouTubers that play the games that I play, and I learned the term Unga Bunga from Wanto, who plays Genshin Impact primarily before this. So Unga Bunga, yeah. Okay, now we know what we're up against, and what we're up against is a Nihil, is a team that I call my OG Nihil leading team. I could bring no. Where are you? I still need you, and I'm gonna use Kayla. YOLO in a sense. Yeah, it is YOLO. I mean, in like I would say patch 3.0, 4.0 of... No, I think 2.0, 3.0 of like Genshin Impact. A lot of teams were like Unga Bunga, you know? Like, Zhongli's ult. Ganyu was somehow an Unga Bunga team. For a period of time, Diluc was an Unga Bunga. Who else? I hear you sing it. Sing it, Unga Bunga, Unga Bunga. I think when Raiden came out, it was also considered Unga Bunga. She was Unga Bunga. Now, people don't say that anymore. And I feel like, is it childish of me to want to continue to say that? Because it sounds so cute. It sounds so cute. I might lose this one. It's not? Okay. I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say now. Yeah, Unga Bunga. I think most of the Unga Bunga teams and like applicable characters are on HSR because the turn-based mechanism helps. Unga Bunga? Yeah, I know. It is cute. Ay. Okay. There we are. Battle over. Let me spend some money. Hold on. This is for destruction. This one of each. Reset. There we go. We can get that. Okay, out. Get that. Increase weakness, break efficiency, and break damage. Oh, cool. There we are. Okay. No more money. Let's see what we can do now. Hold on, let me clean my table. I had fruits with me, so this. I bought like these, you know, these big ass guavas. They were all like pretty cheap and they looked okay. But by the time like I came home from last week's grocery shopping and I was, you know, prepping the guava so that I can cut and put it away, ready to eat, kind of thing. It became mushy, and I was very upset. I was quite upset that it became mushy so fast. Does this team work? I guess it works. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's because of the heat it ripened to like even more by the time it came home, but by the time I was cutting into it, it was very mushy. So I didn't like it. But these days I've been very good at prepping meals and like keeping track of my groceries and buying just enough because I'm trying to cut budget here and there. But I find like don't eat as much before. I'm trying to relearn how to portion my meals that I cook on a daily basis. Because on days when I'm not streaming, I will come home and do yoga, cook dinner for myself, and then go on for the rest of my night. Ooh. So I find like these days I don't eat as much as I did like two years ago and probably even last year. So I try to. So my challenge, or like what I'm practicing to do, is to cover, like not cover, like decrease my preparation amount by 25 first. Because at first it doesn't look a lot. It feels like, oh, I'm not taking out a lot. I should just probably eat the whole thing. But then when I finish cooking it, everything suddenly becomes a lot, and I'm just like, huh. That's not like, oh shit. That's not what I wanted. Oh lord. Permanently amplifies all the pieces effect with 4% for every 10 coins you have. Game voice louder. Is that better? I don't know how much better it is. Claim? What? What's this? Lots are full. I'm confused. Let me know if this much volume is okay. Ooh, I can sell. Observing. Okay, I will continue to, yeah, hold on. I don't know what to do here. Says, yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm clearly not maximizing, like. Hold on. You continue. Gosh. No. Okay, hold on. Let me delay by 40. This actually helps a lot, so I don't want to take that away just yet. Restore. We'll sell this. We can try to unlock Saber by selling more of it. Because we got Saber here, we got Saber here, we got Saber here. So that's 2 sabers. We need 1 more saber. This is actually a good skill, so I don't want to. Okay, we'll sell this one. Fresh this, and I want a saber. Can you give me a saber? I can get 2 archers. I don't know. Oh, saber. Please. Give me a saber. Okay, I wasted all of my coins, but sure. Probably in the next one, I will try to look out for the saber ones. Okay. I'm up against Madame Herta herself. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez Louise. Okay, I cannot. Hold on. So... what's the enemies again? So I need wind. Most of all, I need wind. And I need... physical. I guess... okay, I'm gonna try something. So I'm gonna use a very weird combo. That's what I'm gonna do. Confirm. That work? I don't know if that works. It helps with. Okay, we'll see. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You know. You know, yesterday I actually had a very, very, very relaxing day after work. I did dissociate and sat on the floor for 2 hours straight, but that's beside the point. What happened was that because I dissociated and sat on the floor for 2 hours and effectively doom scroll, it's what I did. I effectively doom scroll. So it's like for others it's like a really bad thing. I mean, it still is a bad thing for me. But what happened is because I was doom scrolling, my brain immediately like shut down. Like I could not hear my inner thoughts. I was at peace. I didn't have to fight any demons. I was just looking at like, cute cat videos, cute dog videos, snippets of whatever that was on the internet, you know? So by the time I was up and ready to relax for the remainder of the night, my mind was actually pretty clear. So by the time I finished dinner and everything, it was 11:30. It was 11:30 at night, but I felt so relaxed, and it was like, is this just how I'm gonna be? Like I wish I could relax at a faster rate, but I can't. You know, it takes a while for my mind to like effectively block off or like drop any like things that is going on in my head. Oh, Fish? Are you talking about me? Who are you talking about? I can't be fish. I'm not fish. Fish is a different kind of. I wouldn't know how to draw myself as a fish. If I were to draw myself as a fish, do you can be Molly? Do I give any mommy feels? I feel like I'm too immature to give any mommy feels. For me? Oh. No. No. If I were to be an animal, it would be something feline-like or canine-like. Because I have those two sides of me. I'm gonna die here, but sure. I have those two sides of me, like canine and feline kind of thing. Immediately rebutted the fish. I mean, it's not really like me. Not really. Hold on. Do I not have? Oh, finally I got something for caster. What do I do with this? Another thing for caster? I don't need you. Do I? How does this help caster? I don't fucking get it. I don't freaking get it. Archer. Assassin. I'm gonna sell the archer one. And refresh. Hallelujah! Finally. Oh. Yeah, I just wanted that. Still trying to build Phynon. Around 170 crit damage and crit rate around. You can still blast anything with that much. And honestly, it is part of the luck with builds. You never know with builds, right? You never know with builds. Okay. what do I even do here? I don't know what I even do here. I want to bring Argenti instead. I will bring... I'll bring Argenti and I'll bring Anaxa. Then of course this one. I guess I'll just change you with Argenti. Okay. Do I know what I'm doing? No. I don't. I don't know what I'm doing. So that's fine. Ooh, I got that mark. Wait. What is that mark? Does it say here? Ah, at the start of the turn, or after receiving an attack, restore 25%, regenerate 5% energy, and increase ultimate. Wait! Hold on. Let me change the lineup. Let me change my lineup. I'll put Argenti first. Because that passive works for Argenti so much. Yeah. Honestly, okay. When you mentioned about fish, I actually have thought about, how would I look like if I were to draw myself any other way? Because honestly, like, this PNG model is actually a model after the stuffed toy that I have, that I hug to sleep. Because when I was trying to design my PNG, I wasn't sure like what I should do. Like, because I'm quite a, how to say, I value how I represent myself. Yeah, Flap Flap is real. I mean, it doesn't look one for one as the PNG, but Flap Flap is for real. Flap Flap is on my bed, and I hug him to sleep. Yeah. Why have we never seen? Because I don't post stuff like that. Like I don't. I got this stuffed animal from this place, like lifestyle store named Kaisen. I don't know if it's local only to Malaysia or what have you, but I buy there. Yeah. You need to see Flap Flap, but what you were saying. I've seen this creator on YouTube where she drew and rigged her own VTuber model. I've always wanted a VTuber model, but I think because I lack a sense of creative identity, not identity as a whole, but creative identity, I'm not sure as to how I want to draw myself creatively. Which is why I'm like stuck on this Flap Flap. This Flap Flap of a PNG. It's a lot of work as well, because when I read up on... Ooh. Yeah, I nearly died. When I read up on the type of work, the kind of work that goes into making your own VTuber model, it was very, like, I was scared for myself. Basically, I was very scared for myself. Because it's... Oh, shit. Nope. Let's give up and finalize first. Oh, I was very scared for myself. Because it's a lot of work. It's actually a lot of work. Let's just do the easy one and farm the points. The way... creating your own VTuber model. Of course, the art itself is one part. but then there's a lot of background work that needs to be done during the art phase so that the rigging phase is easier. Because, you know, you don't want to make your rigging phase like excruciatingly hard. So, okay, imagine seeing a VTuber model and you see like their hair is swaying, or if they have like earrings and chains around the neck, like the jewelry swaying and the fabric swaying and all that. Each of those pieces is a one layer. It's a one entire layer that you manipulate in the rigging phase so that it works that way when you move. And you have to set it so that the layer is stuck to the main body or like the spine of the character, so that if the spine is one way, this is how the physics of the jewelry or the cloth moves and stuff like that. So all that takes into consideration, and that's in the rigging phase. In the art phase, like if you have accessories, is in one layer. Different layers of your hair is another layer. So like fringe, layer 1 of fringe, one layer. Layer 2 of fringe is one layer. If you have 4 braids in your hair, each braid probably has its own layer, unless they are in the same plane of how do I explain this? Same plane of existence. I don't know how else to explain it. So it's actually a very your VTuber model is gonna be a very big file, like a super big file. And a lot of people, they create their VTuber models in like more robust like drawing programs like Photoshop, maybe even Krita, maybe even Clip Paint. You know, depends. It depends. Well, let me see this. Oh, what? Okay. Lancer, what is Lancer? Oh, nice. Okay, we'll do Lancer then. Which is that. Lancers. And another Lancer. Nice. Okay. So I have not seen the entire like process of how to create your own VTubing model. But when I saw the creation, she created an entire series of her own VTuber model, and it started off with just the drawing itself, layering the stuff that you want to have motion in the picture, proportions and some basic stuff, and then it's rigging the eye, rigging the face, combining the eye rig to the mouth rig to the face rig. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I got overwhelmed. and I kind of like pushed back on the thought of creating my own VTuber. Yeah. I can't even, I feel like I can't even start the work when I don't have like a proper vision of what my VTuber model looks like. I feel like I don't know, either maybe through streaming, maybe through some kind of creative epiphany, will I have a creative identity, or like a way that I want to present myself as a VTuber. Because indecision is one thing. I would say that indecision is one thing. But also, indecision is one thing, but I also have a lot of themes in general, style themes, graphic themes that I really like and really speak to a part of me. So like, it's like sporty casual, because I like the fashion itself. And then maybe if I have to give an example, maybe something like Silver Wolf's fashion. that's cool because I could never wear that in real life, but it would be cool to be able to wear it as a VTuber model. And then if I'm like very true to myself, I can be more cottagecore. I like very like handcrafty things. I do actually like a lot of girly things. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't before this, like when I was a teenager and all. I wasn't. I was always more cold and logical. I was more like really, yeah. I do enjoy girly stuff actually, like color stories, patterns, those kind of things. So, like, I now as an adult, I enjoy wearing dresses more than I ever had in my entire life. I also like gentle colors. I don't. I still have a lot of like black, blue, and white like clothes, but I do like not to pastel, but not neon either. So it's like a gentle yellow, a gentle green, maybe a gentle purple. I keep on saying gentle because I don't know how else to like describe it, but it's like that. I also like floral themes a lot. Anything like from my journaling to clothes, patterns. I like floral theme a lot. I don't enjoy like the I actually don't like very gothic themes. I'm not sure why, but I don't. Even though I do like Assassin's Creed, but that's beside the point. I also like ooh, yellow color is nice as well. I find myself liking yellow colors a lot too. And I also find like I'm kind of also in between like having grandma hobbies and also typical millennial hobbies. I don't know if it's because like I'm at the age where like things that convenience me as an adult are stuff that I like. You know, like in any grandma about anything grandma about, they're all adorable hobbies. Well, I don't know, some people would say like journaling is like very old-fashioned and stuff, but that's preference, right? It's preference. I don't care. One way, you know how people say like one way to know that you're becoming more of an adult is by your excitement for home appliances. And I've known this for a long time. I've become one of those people. I don't regret it. I don't regret it because recently, like for my birthday, right? My mom gave me a voucher to a home appliance shop. To a home appliance shop. And I was like, oh, okay, I can finally go and get a oh shit. Okay, never mind. I can finally go and get a like a blender slash spice grinder. I've always wanted one. Can I get excited for home appliance, especially after having? Yeah, exactly. I think it's the impact of living on your own. You know, I have always wanted a grinder or like a small like food processor because I cook for myself a lot, and one of the dishes that I cook a lot is actually curry. And it's mostly Indian style curry. Not that I make particularly great A1 curries, but you know, passable for my family at least. So the thing with curries is that a lot of the recipes that I've seen my mom cook and that I've learned from my mom consist a lot of grinding of spices. So you'll have like cinnamon and cardamom and cloves, like you toast it in the wok, and then you grind it with like chilies, onions, garlic, and however much other spices that you want to put in. So the grinding will make the paste for the curry, and that is the curry paste that you cook the chicken. So I've been wanting a grinder for so long, not only for like the spices, but also to make ginger and garlic paste. If I have black peppercorns, I can make black pepper powder or anything else that I want to grind, really, because it's great. So previously I did buy a blender, and it was you know those regular juice blenders. So it was that with a spice grinder attachment. So I just used a spice grinder attachment because why not? Because it was just 100 ringgit. So after a while, I think I only used it for like 5, no more than 10 times, and then it stopped working. Like literally, I would plug it in, I'll turn on everything, and then it just wouldn't start. So it's like, okay, the motor on this thing is shot, and there's nothing about it. It's fine, it's fine. Luckily, I had a huge batch. I made a huge batch of like the garlic and ginger paste, so I didn't really need the grinder for so long, and I can always buy like a ground pepper to use at home, so that was fine for me as well. But now, just past like my past birthday, I had the voucher, so I went into the store to find, okay, what is within my budget after I applied the discount, you know, because that's important. That's important. And like, of course, there were so many different models, like from 3-in-1s to 2-in-1s to one gigantic thing that can do everything. And it was like most of the stuff there were like actually out of my price range. Like they were like 200 or more. They were 200 or more, which is like, why do I need a 300 ringgit blender? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So lo and behold, in one corner I found a 2-in-1, and it was spice grinder and food processor, which is exactly what I needed. It was exactly what I needed, and I only had to top up another 100 ringgit, so that fits the bill. It was about 200 ringgit, which is about dollars, which is about $40 USD, 40 USD. So I thought it was great, and it was a Kenwood 2-in-1. So it's like, Kenwood is like great, you know. Kenwood is a good brand, and the thing was hefty. It has like the bowl of the grinder thing was steel. It felt nice and heavy, and I'm like, okay, great. I made the purchase, and then I went home. I didn't use it until this past weekend because I needed to chop a lot of garlic. I always have like chopped garlic ready, like in my fridge, in case I want to do stir fries. And like, garlic is one of the most like annoying like ingredients to chop a lot for. So I think I peeled about like 3 to 4 bulbs of garlic, and I chucked everything in the food processor. And usually it takes me about 20 minutes from peeling to chopping it, then fine. And even then, like, it's tiring to chop them all the way to like fine, right? But then I was like, okay, let's just try this chopper thing and see how it goes. And oh my god, I pressed one button, and 2 seconds later I had minced garlic like I've never seen before, and I was so happy. As an adult, I had aesthetic levels that you could never imagine. I was so happy. And like, I couldn't tell nobody. So I just sat there with happiness in my heart for only chopping garlic for like 3 minutes. And I had a whole ass container of it. And it was great. It was great. It was great. Yes, you're nobody now. Hey, look. Okay. It's very hard to find someone who would share the same level of excitement as I would for these kind of things, because I've come to find out, me and my friend group, me and my family, I have a totally different outlook and perception of what is great in terms of like things that are exciting, you know? I have a very different spectrum of things that is exciting and things that are boring. And I've learned to live with that. It's not anything bad. It's like, it's home appliance aesthetically cut garlic. Even my mom doesn't get excited for these things anymore, you know? It's hard. It's hard. It's hard in this household. I used to have a housemate. She was like a friend from college. Still friend, but she moved states, right? So I used to live with her for like years. And we would get excited for these kind of things. So it feels a bit weird to like share it with other people, because it's like they rarely understand these kind of things. It's always been that one friend that I was close with that understands this kind of excitement. So yeah. And it's the same with stationery. Like if I tell you guys about stationery, you guys wouldn't understand half of the things that I'm saying, because sometimes stationery is the best. Okay, what level of stationery are you? Because my level of stationery can be questionable. It can be questionable. For the 4 years and ongoing that I've been interested in stationery, I've spent, I think, more than $1,000. More than $1,000. I have a collection of it is washi tape, PET tape, stickers, like flakes, and like fountain pens, journals and stuff. I used to journal a lot more. Right now it's like not as much, but I don't beat myself over it. Maybe you should reduce game volume a bit. Oh my god. Volume is stupid today. Okay. Because like I'm looking over at my OBS and it's like my mic is very close to peaking. And then like the game volume is like, I think about 10 decimals behind. So it's not that off balance actually. Maybe I'm just overly excited. Or Excalibur is just screaming through the thing. Game volume very loud. Is this better? It's very weird because sometimes I feel like it's not so loud, and then other days it's like, okay, this has to be too loud, you know? Oh my gosh. Game! I can see it, like, it's still in the green, but it's like peaking almost to yellow with all the attack animations going on. Okay, we'll try that and see how it goes. Yeah. I didn't get into stationery until I started working in a stationery shop. And I had interest in art. You know, don't get me wrong. I had interest in art. It just didn't extend to stationery per se. Worked in a stationery shop? Yeah. But like I said, it's a bit different. How do I even explain this? So the type of stationery shop that I worked in, It was more like, oh, okay. It was more like a premium stationery shop, I would say, because the stuff there can cost an arm and a leg. Sometimes. So primarily it'll be like fountain pens and like journals. They kind of go hand in hand. So with fountain pens, you have the dirt cheap ones, like 5 ringgit, a dollar, 1 USD, all the way up to like 100, 200 USD, you know? Depending on the make and model, the brand, and then what have you. So that's that range. My pens are all in the range of $2 to 100, I would say. Or like 90. So it's about $90. All my pens are like $90 or below each. So it's not that bad. You know, it's not that bad. The journals can sometimes cost an arm and a leg. So there is this brand from Japan called Hobonichi, and they specialize in a type of journal that where the paper is very fountain pen friendly. Is the best paper in the world for fountain pens, which is Tomoe River. It's the holy grail paper for fountain pens, and it's seriously expensive. It's very expensive. So Hobonichi books can go between 250 ringgit to I don't freaking know. 600 ringgit. So between $50 to $120 for a book. And it's not and when I say for a book, it means it has a book and a cover. And depending on the cover, some are like exclusive designer ones, some are even Japan exclusive. You know, so it's like what do I do with that? What do I do with that? One of their collabs before this, they had Doraemon, they had Astro Boy, they had Yu Yu Hakusho, they had Inuyasha, they had One Piece. Recently it was One Piece. They also had not Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. So this, you have a Yu Yu Hakusho and Inuyasha one from them. Oh my god, those are Japan exclusive. They are Japan exclusives, and they are expensive. I think both of them are Japan exclusives, and some of them they take it a step further and they put them on lottery sale. And if you know anything about lottery sale, it's a hit or miss. So you basically pay them to get a ticket, and your ticket is entered into a lottery. And if your number is chosen, you get the book. If not, they will refund you, of course. But you know, it's a miss. Yeah, a lot of times a miss, because it's like the lottery ones, Japan will sweep the lottery sales very quickly. Japan will sweep those lottery sales very quickly. You need to have like 10,000 lotteries in that lottery sale for you to win one. I don't know what are the rules for the lottery sales, like how many tickets you can buy to put inside the pool and all that, but you go for it if you want, because it's like these things are designer. They are not for the faint of heart. These things are designer, and I will never fall into that. You best believe I will never fall into that. I mean, like, I cannot justify from the bottom of my soul. I cannot justify that. It is no. No, I cannot justify that. Like how? How do you? And they have a lot of different, like they have other stuff. Their primary one is their Pecho, which is their 365 days journal. And the thing is, like, if you want the cover plus the book, yeah. I don't know if you can change the inserts when you buy the cover. At least like for resellers, like the store that I worked at, you can. There's actually a limit of variety that resellers can buy, because like the whole point is they want people to go to their website and buy through the website, right? So they have different sizes like weekly and daily and the Techo and the A5 and the A6 size and the half an A5 size, like vertically half an A5 size kind of thing. And these are like, in the stationery world, it's a yearly event. I think right now it's end of July, right? I think either August or September. September is typically journaling, like it's like the journal month. It's where all the brands, or like most of the brands that have journals in their catalog, they start advertising. They started doing pre-orders for the 2026 calendar, like 2026 calendar journals, like the dated ones. Let's do this one. I fortunately have not gotten into that trap. Because I prefer having my journals free journals, meaning they're not dated or anything. It's just like a blank page, and like I fill it in whenever I want. Because for me, when I write in journals, why I started journaling is actually to regulate my emotional state, actually. I started journaling after I went to this boot camp, and they were like, okay, like journaling. They were explaining journaling is a good way to, you know, release tension, release your stress, talk things out with yourself, and all that. And they didn't mean it in the way I do journaling now. It just meant it purely for the therapeutical effect it gives. So after that boot camp, I actually never continued journaling. It was only after I got into college that I started my journal again, and it was very inconsistent. But I was adamant that it was only for me to write whenever I want to write, because not every day is a drama fest, right? There's some good days, there's some bad days, and there are days where you just walk through life and you're just happy you didn't trip over a stone, you know? And it's just one of those days sometimes. So what I usually do is, back then, I would just write. I would just write. There was no care for decorating, what color pen did I use, none of that. It wasn't a fanfare or anything. It was meant purely as a therapeutical outlet for myself. Oh, wrong target, but sure. I think it was only like in my last year of college that I became much more like intense about writing journals, just writing in general. Like I really benefited from like the therapeutic effects of it, and so I've always wanted to increase the amount of writing that I did, and write more, Because back then I was going through it, as many people do. I was going through it. How do I even explain this? I was doing my best, and for whatever reason, my best was not enough, and that affected me quite a lot. Basically, so I wrote down everything, and I experienced a lot of things also that did not help me at all. I think it was only after I graduated that journaling really helped in terms of controlling myself, so that I can just better talk through my thoughts and stuff like that. And then once that was through, writing became even more important to me, because it became a very good like outlet, especially at a time where I couldn't trust anyone to not only support me but also to like help me. That was when I started working in that stationery shop, and then they introduced me to like the very aesthetic side of journaling, which at first it didn't make sense to me, like but the more I hung out with them and the more that I see them like talk about the products there, like all the stickers, like, oh, this is a very popular brand of people, like, oh, they usually have these themes of items and stuff, and like they were all like, everyone I was working with was very excited for everything that was in the shop. So it made me more motivated to enjoy it. Paper writing on them, change pages, yeah. But also like there is a certain satisfaction of, how do I even say this? There's a certain satisfaction of decorating it as well, because you see the pages come to life, and then you see like how well like all the pretty things that you've purchased to make it look nice and stuff like that. And so it became very therapeutic, and of course I got much better at it, obviously. Yeah, that's pretty much my whole journey with journaling. Right now, I think it was only I was consistently writing in my journal at least every 2 weeks, at least every month, because of being busy at work and all that stuff. So it depends on when you're free, right? So then I hold on. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. So now, like, I just write whenever I want to, and whether I write when I'm happy, or whether I write when I'm sad, or whether I just want to write just as to like reflect what I've been doing. Sometimes like that's all you need. Like, so much has happened, and you're not necessarily overwhelmed, you're not necessarily upset or anxious or whatnot, but it's just a reflection of like, okay, I've done all this, and now this is what's happening, and it's going great or it's going bad, and this self-reflection is like very important for me, because I'm always thinking about what I'm doing now and what to do in the future. So I kind of get lost in like the achievements or things that I've done up to this point. Sometimes I still invalidate myself for that. Sometimes I also still like say like, oh, even though I did that, I didn't get to where I wanted to go, that kind of thing. But so like all these self-reflection moments, as cheesy as it is, it's a very important part of my how do I put it? Is it growth? I don't know if it's growth. coming to terms with yourself. Oh yeah, it's difficult. I think it's honestly saying I was actively writing like at least once a month, twice a week. In my diary, be okay with who you are instead of who you can be. Yeah, it is actually difficult. I'm still trying to come to terms with it because I grew up in a family where it's like, if you start something, finish it and finish it to the best of your ability. And it's a good thing. It's a good value to have. But when but it doesn't help when that is the only thing that you've been exposed to, and not that it's okay to not reach the moon. You know, it's okay not to reach the stars when you aim for it, but instead you land in the moon. And I didn't learn that that was okay. I always learned that if you didn't reach for the stars, you fail. So that was a hard lesson for me to unlearn and relearn, that it's okay for me to not be as fast, not be as cool or as awesome as someone else in the same age or younger. So I learned that. I also came to terms that I'm just a slow learner in general. I'm just a slow learner. I'm a creature of habit. For me to learn something and to take that initiative is very difficult because I need everything perfectly in place to push forward. Because that's the assurance that I give to. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it's still hard sometimes because you're always gonna feel like you're missing out or like lagging behind, and I think that's just part of the journey that I decided to take for myself. I also kind of had to battle with the fact that I do have ADHD. I'm not medicated. Well, I'm not medicated because I'm not at a very worrying stage of ADHD. The kind of ADHD that I have is, as my therapist would say, it's a trauma-induced ADHD. Now, I say that not because I witnessed something so terrible that it's a scar on my soul, but because that's just the nature of what I've experienced. I've experienced things that were bad for my morals, my values, and if it affected the way I look at reality a lot. To this day, a lot. So much so that it's hard for me to socialize with people, actually. Like, legit, actually. And I do get anxious like when I go out on my own. I don't go out to be lazy. I go out with a purpose. Because if I go out with a purpose, I feel much more assured that I won't, not to say get lost, but like I won't be careless with myself. Yeah. That's the habit is the strongest quality one can have. Consistency beats everything in the long run. That is true. I lose out on consistency. I lose out very, 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 very much on consistency. And I beat myself up over it. You know, that's just how it is. In the current states that I'm in. But I will say I beat myself up less. I do beat myself up less. That's the only caveat in this. That's the only caveat in this. I think because I do understand like how I learn things or how I absorb things or things pertaining to me, I do understand more of myself, and in a sense I don't beat myself up like as much, but I still do every once in a while. I do see a change in a sense that I am more open, more receptive to learning things. Learning things is like simple things, whether it's like new recipes, new yoga routine, a new art form, you know, as much as I can. And if I only end up doing 10 minutes a week even. Or maybe not at all that week. Maybe I'll just continue in the following week. Who knows? I don't beat myself up over it because like that's just how it is for that week. I try to strike a balance also between the time I have on my own on a daily basis and the time I have dedicated to other commitments. You know, like work, cleaning the house. It's just basic things. You know, nothing too fancy. I prioritize those things over, like, let's say, instead of the I will prioritize cleaning my house over learning stuff. Why? Because I cannot live with myself if I have a very dirty space. It's very distracting for me. It's very it makes me just very uncomfortable in general. I just don't like it. I always like to see my room clean. It can, like, how to say, if it's very dirty, if the floor is very dirty, I do not want to step on it. I will grab slippers and I will walk inside my house with slippers. Yeah, home slippers. But I would rather, if I can, I would rather you just have clean floor that lasts a week so that I can don't have to worry about anything. Okay, hold on. Let me have a drink of water. Whew. I'm also like, is it to say picky? Okay, when I have a routine, right? Watch the check, yes, I am not shrimping. I'm very proud of it. I actually rarely shrimp. I actually do rarely shrimp, actually. Because from a very young age, I've always preferred sitting up compared to slouching. Like when you're studying on the table or what have you, I do prefer sitting up than slouching. Slouching actually does hurt my back. Yeah. I was very surprised actually because I didn't notice this. My mom noticed this. I think I was in secondary school where usually the way my mom structured me and my siblings is that at night from like 8 or like 7 to 9 o'clock we will sit around the study table and everyone will like do their homework or do their revision and stuff like that, and I will be the only one with their back straight. And it's not because of anything, it's simply because of the way I sit. I sit with my legs crossed on the chair. Now, in this day and age, people don't find that weird. But I think back then, people find it like very rude to sit cross-legged on the chair. So, my mom, would she correct me? She sometimes correct me, but it came to a point where I was so sweet. It just didn't. How many siblings do I have? I have 2. I have an older sibling and a younger sibling. Yeah. Like no like there's no like particular story really. If anything, I as the one child have more issues compared to my siblings. It is, as a kid, it's hard to tell. It's hard to explain to, but it's pretty much just like, it's pretty much like I just it's pretty much I just am quite different in terms of my thinking. It's not a bad thing per se, it's just that my plane of understanding and thought is just wildly different from from like the rest of my family. Yeah. How do I explain this? It's something like Sheldon. Okay, I'm not saying I'm as smart as him, but the feeling of it is something like Sheldon, you know? Where his thoughts, how he thinks is just so different from the rest of his family. And it's not necessarily because he is so smart, although for Sheldon himself that is part of it. It's only because his plane of understanding is just different. He understands things a bit differently compared to the regular person, and I kind of emulate that as well. Not the intelligence part. God no. I may have graduated with a bachelor's, but I most certainly do not understand half the things that I've learned in university. It's a difficult course, yes, but I also like feel like no. If you ask me like questions from like my my undergraduate studies, I would not know how to answer. I wouldn't know how to answer anything because I know nothing. I studied actuarial science, which for the most part people will say is like, oh, you just need to be good at math. And then like in year 2, I'm just like, what part of this is math? This is not math. What is math? This is not math. I look back at the math problem I used to stuff back in college school. They seem like alien language. Yeah, the higher order that you go for math, the more letters there are than there are numbers, you know. And even then, you also still answer in letters, which is like why? Why scientists back then must be like really have a lot of free time, you know? Like you watch movies like I don't know, maybe Imitation Game or like few other there's a few other like movies that show the history of like great scientists and math. I just forgot. Ooh. I say school because I started calculus very early on, and calculus especially here we want the same minutes. Yeah, because usually it's higher order math that applies in real life. Not to say like, you know, multiplications and everything aren't applicable, but usually in undergraduates, the math that they're talking about is not multiply this, multiply that. It is check which dimension of probability it is. Apply that to this fund function, and then see how that translates in a different plane of probability. And then do you get money out of it? I don't know. It really looks like it does. It does. It still does for me. I think by my final year I gave up. By my final year I gave up because how do I even fight that? Like I just focused more on just if I can just pass, you know. The funny thing was that my senior during college, I met them when I was first year and they were second year, and so I asked them, okay, how's the second year looking, you know, because like at that point in time we were like mid semester. It's like, oh, how does it look? And you're saying it's bad. No, zero I wouldn't say build up, but like zero preamble to just admit it's like, yep, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. She just says it's bad. And then even the lecturers actually told her year, like, it's bad. I'm like, how do you tell your students, like, oh, this second year is going to be the hardest year in all the 3 years you study a bachelor's degree? And I thought they were kidding, you know? But when I went up to second year, like, there was actually a significant gap in knowledge for like my second year that I needed to obtain very quickly, and I couldn't. You know, I just couldn't. Like, how do you obtain that when the gap is like literally like you have to understand a whole entire other subject and concept in order to learn today's theorem, which is crazy. It's crazy. In my school, in my university, we had a choice to apply with the university to study at other campuses. So meaning, like, my university has different campuses around the world. I say around the world, but it's only like two other locations. But yeah, so basically you can apply either the like the third year, you go there and you complete it, or like you go there 1 year and then come back and complete it, or something like that. That was like the arrangement. So like mid my second year, I had to apply that. Okay, I want to do my third year in the UK campus, which is where I actually went. And one of the extra things that students could apply for was this I think £200 fund. Like, they say, okay, this fund is for students to go there and, you know, have a good night's meal, enjoy a few things there. You know, it's really just like a have fun kind of fun, you know. Go there, buy stuff that you want, enjoy the atmosphere of the UK campus and stuff like that, which was very odd. £200, as in money. Fun, yes. They gave you money. They give you money. They say it's to experience the UK campus. So it's really just for fun. It wasn't anything like for studies or anything. It was just for fun. Yeah. So one of the sections of the application was like, okay, what you're gonna use the money for, you know? And I wrote my goddamn honest heart in it. I was saying, like, literally one of my sentence was, how's this NSFW? I think it's because Hound Bun. I think that's why. But anyway, yeah. So one of the sentences that I wrote in the response to how am I gonna use the money? Oh gosh, how am I gonna use the £200? And I literally said, it was a miracle that I managed to pass the first semester of this second year, because it was that difficult. And then when I went into third year, it was actually easier. It was actually easier. My third year was actually easier. I don't know why it was. There is like one particular subject which I still don't freaking understand. I think because like that, it's just a jump in knowledge between the first year and the second year that you have to learn. Second year required a lot of context which students were not privy to. You needed a lot of self-study. With some people could do it. I'm not some people. Sadly, I am not some people. So yeah. So that's why third year felt a lot easier, because like I could, oh shit, that I could remember stuff from second year and apply it to like, you know, subjects in my third year. But I wouldn't understand why the stuff in second year makes sense. Do you get where I'm coming from with this? So if there's a particular theorem that I learned during second year and I don't understand it, but I memorize it one way or another, that theorem will be brought up again in a different subject in third year, but I would understand it. You know, like, I wouldn't know the context, but I would quote unquote understand it and apply it to whatever third year thing that I have to like study. Second year teachers will tell you this is something you learned in first year, and the first year teachers told you something you learned in second year. Yes! Yes! The only good thing about my first and second year was that my calculus lecturer was the same person, because they only had one calculus. And he was insanely good. He is insanely good. When he started teaching in my university, he had a master's in mathematics. I don't know which mathematics, but he had a master's in mathematics or a PhD in mathematics. One or the other, right? And for the first year, he was just teaching us calculus, which was all fine, and he was great. He was freaking great. The one time that I was like really impressed was that he taught us an algorithm or a theorem. I can't remember which, but he taught us that thing. And then he was saying that, okay, I'm going to apply this theorem to get something out of it. And so basically, I forgot what the theorem was, but it had something to do with integration. If I'm not mistaken, it had something to do with integration. So he was saying, okay, we're going to use this integration formula and theorem and apply it so that we can get something out of it. He just said something, right? But his main point was, okay, if I were to take this integration and apply it this way, you got the area between x and y, which we all know, you know, that's what integration does for space calculation. And then he said, if I apply it like this, and I cannot even tell you how he twisted the damn thing. He kept going for 3 whiteboards. And by the end of it, he had the formula to the volume of a sphere. Volume of a sphere. He integrated something and came out the volume of a sphere. And we were all stunned because for whatever reason we did not see it happening. But when we did not see it coming at all. Like, by the time he got to the end of it, and you look back at the first few like assumptions and the formula and the theorem and everything, I'm like, oh, it makes sense now. And we all clapped. You got Saber? Yay! Good job, Anna. Yes, now you have to read and weep with Hyselin. Read and weep with Hyselin because her banner's coming in like next week, I think. Because this Friday is the special live for the next season. Sorry, the next not season. The next version. So yeah. What has been the thin circular disc? 0 pools, yeah. I mean, honestly saying, I'm gonna be in the same situation as you. Okay, if you see here, I did pull like 30 pools here. Because I had hopes and dreams too. Oh, that was 40 pools. Okay, 40 pools, my bad. So 40 pools came here. I have about another almost 20 pools here. And then on these banners, I think I have about 30. Yeah, I have about 30. I have about 30. So, and I'm on the 50-50 because I pulled for Cypher the last round. So, you know, that's how things are. That's how things are. How things are. 2 more days for these freebies. But let's be real, this may or may not help. I'm so sad. I am so sad. I'm just gonna do a whiff tempo here. Yeah, a whiff tempo. Yeah. Okay, I think I am done for today. It is a just slightly short stream today. I've talked and played my heart out. I am feeling good, and it feels right for me to stop for today. So, thank you so much, everyone, for staying and listen to me chat, and for lurking and listen to me chat and talk about nonsense about my life, about a lot of things. I'm sure a lot of you have. If you list down all the things that I talked to you guys about today, you will be very surprised at the jump in topics that is my life. But I hope you guys enjoyed today. I will be signing off today. Let me see if there is anyone that I can rate today. Because off late I've been seeing Yuri streaming. I don't know. It's okay. She's not streaming. Hold on. Let me pull. Let me pull up my Twitch. Let me pull up my Twitch so I know who to rate. Thank you for dropping by, guys. Hold. Let me. Okay, none of the people that I want to rate are alive, so I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you guys and good night. Bye bye.